Hello. Time for another short one. Today I want to talk about a writing tool called Gun on the Wall. And Gun on the Wall is when you have written something into the story, like Gun on the Wall. Somebody needs to be shot by that gun. Being an author is a lazy process. You don't want to write things in there that you're not going to end up using because these things detract from the main story. The only thing the people that are reading your book need to know about is the things that are going to affect the story. I don't want to write about blue curtains when it's not actually vital to the story. I shouldn't spend more time on them just saying the curtains were blue, or red, or green, or whatever. But if you write something into the story, you need to use it. Like in my first book, I write about a spell book, and I named this one out of all the others in the library, and I end up using that because inside the inner cover there's a stone tablet. Not a very big one, it's a really light stone and it's very thin, but it's there, and it was the way that I hid that in the system, and that allowed the character to be brought into a larger scheme in this particular book. But it was my gun on the wall. It was something I wrote about. It's something I needed to use. And that's something that whenever you're writing you need to pay attention to, is if you have all these throwaway characters and you have just more and more and more and more characters, you're going to end up with a crowd that some people might want to be invested in, some people might not want to be invested in. But this is something that you need to keep in mind. You need to be a lazy writer, because every time you reuse a character, you're revisiting a memory of your reader. And revisiting a memory of a reader engages them more. And as you bring them into your story more and more and more, they're going to love it more and more and more and more, and they're going to suggest it to other people, and that's really what you want. Writing is a great thing to do, and it's a great thing to have emotionally, but you're also there to make sure that you bring in your reader, and that reader brings in other readers. And you do that by emotional engagement. You are, as a writer, if you're writing, you are in the professional business of, well, we'll make this family safe. You're in the professional business of screwing with another person's emotions. Look at George R.R. Martin. I hate that man. He has killed some amazing characters, and I hate him for it, but he's engaging me emotionally based on that fact. And every time you read a book, you don't have to engage somebody positively. You don't have to make a bodice ripper and bring that about. You don't have to make a love story. You don't have to make a horror story. He's made a story which tells this overarching thing, this overarching story for the whole world, and he's just murdering these characters, and I'm like, he had so much more. Here's hoping he doesn't kill Tyrion. If he does, I'm done. But you'll find that any major author out there will engage you emotionally in some shape, form, or fashion. It'll inspire your sense of adventure. It'll inspire your hatred of the author, or I don't know how I can get that out of my glasses. I keep tilting my head so you can see my eyes, but I'm not used to that yet. Again, newbie YouTuber, blogger. But where was I? It's something that you need to pay attention to, because if you can reuse a character, like in book 3, I'm in chapter 4, I'll be reusing a couple of the characters I did in chapter 1 of book 1. And chapter 1 of book 1, I introduce one of the main villains, and no one would know that I was unless they've read book 2, and it allows me to go back and connect with those previous books, and it creates a weird sense of nostalgia, and it creates a connection, and those connections are how people enjoy books. There are opportunities you can always present. If you're writing books, you should always be making an overarching plan. And your plans need to have a middle, an exploding scene, the FX budget's out the window, and an ending. And you have that cycle, and then you have a cycle for multiple books, a cycle for the entire series, and however you're going to end it. I'm a big fan of epic trilogy, at the end, just to close everything out. But it also helps you if you want to do a spin-off. It lets you make that connection for the reader. But yeah, it's an opportunity that you can plug in. Like, you can take a single character and plug them in one book, and then in your story arcs that you've made and the planning you've made, you can apply them in other places. So this is not something that you can just do, that you have to do spur of the moment. It's something you can plan out. And I think that that's something you'll find all over the place in some of the best authors around, is they'll have that plan, that cemented opportunity. And it's something else that we have. It's another tool in our bag that we can use for creating great reads. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this one now. It's a little bit longer than the other ones I've done. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, comment. It's down there. Just write something. What do you want me to talk on as far as writing? Or what do you want me to talk on as far as trying to live your dream? I'm very reader reactive, and I need to react to readers. So, I love you all. Bye.